Hello. So this will be my first story in this event, and the title of this story is called Georgetown. So growing up, I come from this little small town, southern Indiana. There wasn't a whole lot to do. One of our main things that we did is what they called cruising, where you would go to your town. Our particular town was Salem, and you would drive down the main street, go to the square, make a circle around the square, and come back down the main street. You would find a place to turn around and do it again, and we did this all night long. So did this for years as teenagers, and then before you became legal age to actually go somewhere that was fun, this is what we did for entertainment. Well, occasionally it would get boring to do this all night long in Salem. So me and my buddy Chris, like I said, names are not omitted to protect the innocent, would occasionally go and do back road cruising, where we pretty much decided that every road leads somewhere. So this one particular night, we had been up around Salem and messed around, and we were not 21 yet, either one of us. I had come across a bottle of rum, and we'll leave it at that. The supplier to my rum and most of my alcohol, my early age, I will leave him out of it at this point in time, because he's a whole lot older than me and he might actually kill me. 16 years older than me, I'm 43 years old. I'm still afraid of him. Sorry, C-word. Anyways, I had this bottle of rum. So we'd kind of messed around Salem for a little bit cruising. I was kind of sipping on it. It's one of those nights I think I had been, at the time I was working a night shift. So really, I hadn't been up very long, and I just ate some peanuts or nothing. Quite, nothing really to set on your stomach real well. So anyways, we'd been up at Salem, been up there about an hour and just got bored. So I was like, you know what? Let's just head out of Salem, go see where the night takes us. So we get going out, and as we're going out, I'm tipping this bottle of rum back, drinking it straight, no chaser. Pretty certain there was no chaser. And of course, as we're driving along, it kind of got to the point where I was getting a little loopy, because Chris, good guy, never drank, but he loved to drive me around, or was willing to drive me around. So anyways, we're back on these roads. I couldn't tell you where. Every once in a while, he'd ask me, or I'd ask him, I said, Chris, where are we at? And he'd tell me, oh, you know about all those girls down here, don't you? He'd just look at me, and I said, I hear they're wild. Get going a little further. Hey, Chris, where are we at? He'd tell me, oh, Chris, you heard about those Harrison County girls. Man, they are wild. Man, are they wild. And it's, the more you drink, the more you get into this, and it's getting really... And we keep going. We've been driving around now. I've been tipping this bottle back. I'm really... have had no food in my system. It's hitting me pretty fast. So we keep going. Chris, where are we at? Oh, Chris, you know how those girls like it, man. They are wild down here. So a little bit further, we're going down the road and carrying on about whatnot. And I'm like, dude, you have got to pull over. He's like, and I went quiet for a minute. I said, dude, you have got to pull over. He's like, dude, there's nowhere to pull over. I'm like, a couple minutes later, dude, you have got to really pull over. I'm not messing with you, man. You really need to pull over. He's like, man, I'm telling you, I don't have. I said, he said, can you just hold on a little bit longer? I said, and I'll try. Next thing I know, I've got the window rolling down, my head's hanging out the window, and I'm letting it go all over the side of his car. I mean, it just, you keep in mind, I'd been drinking rum straight, no food on my stomach. I hit it quick, I hit it hard. I lost it. So my head's hanging out the window, and I'm, I just plaster his car on the outside, and I get back in. I'm like, oh, dude, man, I'm really feeling it. He's like, he looked at me and he said, what the hell did you do? And I said, what? You heard what I did. I was like, dude, I have got to lay down. He's like, dude, just sit in your seat. I was like, nah, I got to lay down. So I crawl over the back seat of him, get into his back seat, kick him inside the head, cause him to swerve. And it wasn't just a minute or two. We're in a car wash, and I'm sitting there laying in the back, and I'm just staring at the ceiling. I'm saying, hey, man, those lights are pretty. Those red and blue lights flashing, man, that is real pretty. And then I hearing this deep voice, let's get your buddy out of the car. I'm like, oh, crap. I am, thoughts going through your mind. I'm not 21. I am underage. I am toast. And we are 2 counties away from home. This ain't good. So I get out of the car. Whenever I realize I'm coming to my senses well enough to know they are coming to get me. So I get out. I crawl out of the back seat of his Monte Carlo. So keep in mind, I think it was an 86 Monte Carlo, 2 doors. Yeah, I'm a big guy. I don't get out of there very easy as it is, let alone being 3 sheets to the wind. So I'm sitting there at the car wash, and the 2 very, very kind police officers are talking to me. And I remember sitting there getting a lecture from these guys. They're wanting to know why my buddy is stone sober and I am drunk off my ass. And I remember having a conversation with him. I can't remember the exact details, but I do remember pleading with the officer not to take me in. And I do remember taking the breathalyzer. I remember having to blow on it twice because they couldn't believe the readings they were getting. Now, my old buddy Chris, while the officers are talking to me, he had gotten permission from them to wash his car because I had plastered his car, the outside of his car, with mine. Well, let's just leave it at that. Take a guess. And anyways, so he's washing his car down. The whole time my cowboy hat's laying on the ground. He's chasing all over with the power wash. He's having a little bit too much fun with this as I am being interrogated by the police. And he, the whole time, he's making sure he gets just a little spray where I can feel the spray not only hitting me, but I'm fairly certain he's hitting the cops. So after 15-20 minutes, and by the grace of God, the police officers were kind enough to allow my buddy Chris to take me back home to Washington County, and said pretty much, get me home, get me to bed, and we're going to let you go this time around. So that's what we did. Now, one of the main reasons the nice, kind police officers found us at the car wash was apparently whenever I was hanging my head out the window, there was a vehicle behind us, and I kind of splattered this vehicle behind us. And whenever I kicked, and a couple of minutes later when I crawled in the back, kicked my buddy, made him to swerve, the vehicle behind us decided to turn its nice little red and blue lights on. So, as you can see, Georgetown is a very fond memory because it was the one place I was able to hang my head out the window, let myself go, get rid of all the alcohol that was in my system, and plaster the nice, polite police officer's car behind us. Now, yes, it was a very memorable night, even though I recall Chris and I have told this story so many times, I do not remember the details specifically, but I do remember telling the story very frequently. So, like I said, that is the story of Georgetown. Did it happen? Did it not? Or was there a little bit of truth that. Leave me a comment and let me know what you think. See you next time.